Thank you so much. Our next presenter is a good friend of mine and of the museum, Marianne Kane-Jackson. She was born and raised in Norway, 200 miles north of the Arctic Circle. And growing up in a small village, she witnessed hundreds of German soldiers occupying the area during the war, and she has vivid memories of this. After studies in PLU, she had a very successful career in both teaching and marketing, but when she retired, we are very grateful that she has had a strong involvement here at the Nordic Heritage Museum. She has served on the board, and she is one of our most beloved docents. And currently, Marianne serves on the steering committee for the Nordic American Voices Oral History Program, which is a wonderful, wonderful program we have here at the museum. So, welcome, Marianne.
And I want to welcome all of the participants in the Immigration Conference. It has been a day of delightful conversations, a lot of knowledge shared, and it has been wonderful, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 days. I think Stina chose me to be the speaker for someone who has had a very easy immigration. There has been no trauma, there has been no persecution, there has been no racism, there has been no incarceration. It has been a beautiful life. And with that, Anna will start. I came, and I am part of the Midnight Sun, which shone day and night for months each year during the first 2 decades of my life, giving 24/7 light, healing warmth, unmatched beauty that colored us and our landscape with a magnificent palette and a golden glow. The flowers and berries grew fast and furious during the short summer and became the blankets of color we needed to sustain us during the long winter months, which could be almost colorless and freezing cold. I came from, and I am part of, the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, the green, yellow, purple, and red streaking and dancing light in the sky, that mystical and ethereal wonder that makes 2 months of winter without sun every year a time of miraculous beauty. Having skis put on our feet the moment we could walk during the up to 6 months long winter each year, the outdoors was our huge playground, our culture, our church, and where we felt close to something bigger and better than ourselves. The winters were long and often harsh, teaching us strength and tenacity, as well as the ability to see the beauty in the mundane as we sparked our kick sleds for transportation, often with a passenger on the seat, going to school, visiting, and for shopping. I came from, and the North Sea is part of me, which can be merciless when it pounds the landscape of the coast 200 miles north of the Arctic Circle in Norway. It has created a hardy people and a seafaring culture, think Vikings, and taught us to deal with the extremes and the storms. Another type of storm hit Norway in May 1940 when I was 3½. Hitler and his army, navy and air force invaded Norway, changed our lives, and attempted unsuccessfully to change our country, language, and culture. The occupation happened swiftly and effectively all over our little long country. The red arrows show the German advance, the blue arrows the Allies fighting back from the North Sea. What isn't showing on this map is the far north of Norway, where there also was enormous fighting. I spent my formative years during the 5 years of occupation in the little village of Borkenes, surrounded by hundreds of German troops who took over our school, community offices, community center, and private homes. War was the norm. Although surrounded, we were strong, defiant, and courageous. The northernmost Finnmark sustained huge fighting, and when the Germans left, they burned everything. They left scorched earth. And this is in Honningsvåg, where only the church was left standing. In another community, only one outhouse was left standing. After 5 years of occupation and almost constant fighting, Norway was free in June 1945, and we could display our flag and sing with happy voices our national anthem. King Harald has said, "We must not and cannot take peace and freedom as a given." With the dream of working in the foreign service to spread our culture and so on, I matriculated at the University of Oslo when I finished gymnasium in '56. It was exciting and a huge affair, but my life took a very different path to my father's consternation. When I took a teaching job in a small country one-room school, thinking this would be a fun experiment for 1 year and feeling totally invincible, I started my teaching career at 19. 1 year of success and feeling and liking what I was doing, I took another school and then another one in the Lofoten Islands, where they had had the same teacher for 45 years. This gutsy 21-year-old came into their small community and started language instruction, art and music appreciation. I left that little island of 121 inhabitants, said goodbye to my family, left my crying boyfriend on the pier, and when the ship entered New York, I closed my eyes and hoped, oh my God, this better be Oslo. And the same when the lights of Seattle were under my airplane. A scholarship from Pacific Lutheran College started what was to be a 1-year study before heading to Germany and France and then back to the University of Oslo. But with advice, I finished a BA in 2 years. The studies were okay, but the living situation was horrible. An American man changed my plans, and after marriage, birth of sons, a Montessori degree, living in several places, an exciting career, and so on, I found the Nordic Heritage Museum, where I have been a trustee, run the auction, a 27-year docent, and now the Nordic American Voices has my heart. Not that we don't like this old schoolhouse where we are, but in the new Nordic Heritage Museum, the result of over 500 interviews, oral history interviews so far, will be used in displays and fascinating immigration stories will be known. Nordic American Voices has had the privilege interviewing some notable Washingtonians like Margrethe Kammermeyer, the Colonel, and the Camino Island woman who became a state representative. We've been in Everett, Seattle, Auburn, Tacoma, Paulsville, Nacelle, and we'll be going to Bellingham and Kennewick. The all-volunteer crew of Nordic American Voices has published the book Voices of Ballard and Beyond, and produced the 2 documentaries that were in the goodie bag for the immigration participants. We are proud and truly, truly passionate about Nordic American Voices and the Nordic Heritage Museum!
And we are passionate about you, Marian. Thank you.